Okay, I want to quickly show you how to use the very cool technology that we're going to use for the tutorials and for those 2 online classes that we're going to do at the end of May. I'll show you the student side of things. We're using a program called Adobe Connect, but all you need is a browser, and as far as I know, any browser will do. And so what we will do is we'll put a link here in the links section. It's not live right now because I can't do that right now to show you, but pretend there's a link there. You would click on it and this is what would show up. And so what you're going to need to do is sign in as a guest. So you don't have a login and password, you just sign in as a guest. You can put any name that you want. Yours is probably a good one, but for now I will pretend that my name is Demo Student, and I just enter the room. So here I go walking into the electronic class. So on the other computer in my office, I'm running the teacher side of things, and what I'm doing over there is I am sharing my screen essentially. So you can see over here on the right hand side that the host is me. When the TAs are running this will say AFM 361 TA, and then you can see there's you. Okay, and then we will probably not end up using video, but if we were to have any kind of webcam or anything going, it would be up here. But we're not going to use webcams here. This is all going to be just seeing what the TA is doing and listening to the TA. Okay, so just so you can see, I'm over here on my other computer and I'm going to type in something, test text, and if you say, well, you know, I'm watching this on my computer, that doesn't really work for me. I think I'd like to ask the TA if they could type bigger. So I send in a chat. Could you zoom in? And I send that. That shows up on the TA's place here, and they say, okay, sure, I can zoom in. Whoops, sorry. I can zoom in, and those are my daughters, my twin daughters. So it says yes, I can zoom in. So let me do that again so you can see it's actually happening and happening kind of in real time. Say, okay, great. I can see that now, and that's all fine and dandy. Okay, so you're basically it's a lot like the videos, except it's live, and the TA will be talking over prepared notes and then walking through problems either in Excel or whatever programs they end up using. Okay, so it's very straightforward if we feel like it. And so really the way it's intended for the most part is for the TA to be talking and presenting and you just to be listening. But if you wanted to say, you know what, I could chat in a question, but it would be a lot easier if I could talk, just watch this. You can come up here and say, I would like to raise my hand. So if you click this button, you have raised your hand, and the TA on their computer gets a message over here saying Demo Student has raised their hands. Now I'm not going to click on this because I think we'll have a convergence of sound, but if they acknowledge you and say yes, then what that will do is that will turn on the microphone in your on your computer. So if you want to raise your hand and you want to talk, you have to have a microphone connected and it'll turn it on. More than likely we won't use that a whole lot, but it's up to you. If you wanted to, you could, and the TAs will be ready to handle that. Okay. Now the last thing that I wanted to point out is that there are Adobe Connect apps for iPhone, iPad, Droid, and all BlackBerry. They all of them have these apps. So if you wanted to, you could be watching these things on remote, or what are they called, mobile devices as well. And then all you'll need is the link, which we'll put up on the site. And then lastly, what was the last thing we wanted to say? Oh yes, we are going to record these, and so we'll take the recording, turn it into a YouTube video, and post that as well. So the advantage of showing up live is that you can ask questions, but everybody will be able to see everything that TA says and does whenever they want. So as we'll post on the site, these are going to be Friday at 2:30 in the afternoon. I know that that doesn't work for everybody, but we did our best based on the feedback that you guys gave us. So hopefully this makes clear what we do, and when you want to leave, you just close down your program, close down the program, or you could say goodbye. There's lots of other little cool features here that you can play around with if you're so inclined. Okay?